The visit of Indian consular officials to the Hindu Sabha temple in Brampton was met with violence by anti-India elements near Toronto on Sunday. Anti-India elements had been protesting the presence of Indian consulate officials undertaking an announced visit to provide administrative services such as helping seniors access pensions. Many leaders in Canada have come forward to condemn the violence. Condemning the attacks, Canada's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau emphasized on the importance of religious freedom, while Canadian opposition leader Pierre Poilievre called the attack as unacceptable. Brampton Mayor Patrick Brown said that he was disappointed to hear about the acts of violence outside the temple. Toronto MP Kevin Vuong also condemned the attack and asserted that Canada has become a safe harbour for radicals, and asserted that the country's leaders have failed to protect Hindus just like they failed to safeguard Christians and Jewish Canadians. Canadian Member of Parliament Chandra Arya also condemned the attack on the temple, saying that a red line had been crossed by Khalistani extremists, highlighting the rise of brazen, violent extremism in Canada. Local police said that they had deployed heavily troops outside the Hindu Sabha Mandir in order to maintain calm during this protest, though no arrests have been made so far. Police have also declined to assign blame for the reported violence. The recent attack adds to a string of similar incidents documented in recent years, underscoring a distressing trend of religious intolerance in the country. During the last few years, Hindu temples in Greater Toronto area, British Columbia and other places in Canada are being vandalized with hateful graffiti. Meghna Dev joins us with more on the story now. Meghna, why is it that Canadian authorities are repeatedly failing to ensure proper security arrangements and thus allowing violence by anti-India elements, as has happened now at Brampton?
Yes, absolutely. It is very disappointing to see such kind of violence at the Hindu Sabha temple. Now, this is not a unique exercise that happens. Consular exercises generally take place, such camps generally take place. Now, this was for distributing the life certificates, which is a vital document for pensions and for other documentation that is required by the Indian diaspora. Now, this was the consular camp that was organized there. And after that, when we see that such violent, or we can say such violence has occurred at the Hindu Sabha temple, at a consular camp. Now, when these consular camps are organized, Tanvi, we generally see that already in prior security clearances are taken, and it is well understood by the Canadian authorities or the police department or whoever is in charge of the security to ensure that there is, this whole exercise, the consular camp goes on smoothly. Now, this is not just, violence, but it is also very important aspect to see that how the, how the Canadian authorities have failed to provide security to the Indian nationals who were there at the camp, the diaspora, the people of the diaspora who were at the camp, and have not been able to actually provide security not only to the nationals but also to the officers who were working at the consular camp. So this is very disappointing. And as we saw the video of a member of parliament from Canada,
yes,
Chandra Arya, he has also tweeted, he said this is the red line that has been crossed. Not only this, he has also posted on X that I begin to feel that there is a small grain of truth in the reports that in addition to Canadian political apparatus, Khalistanis have effectively infiltrated into our law enforcement agencies.
Yeah, and also it is very curious and disturbing, Meghna, that the police at Brampton have made no arrests and have also declined to assign blame for the reported violence. So how do we explain this?
So now when we actually see that after the, we can say a probably diplomatic showdown between India and Canada, we have been seeing that the relationship has seen a very, very, or maybe we can say the lowest of the lows. And what we also definitely see is that time and again, not only when we are talking about, Canadian authorities threatening our diplomats, death threats being given to our diplomats, we had to call back our High Commissioner to Canada. Time and again, Canada has been trying to malign India's image or smearing India's image for political gain. So this has been very, very evident. And this incident, so now when we see it's not only just in Brampton, such kind of camps are organized in, we can say Vancouver or Surrey for that matter. But such incidences to occur definitely paints a very important, disappointing picture that our Indian nationals or the people of the diaspora, number of students that Indian students that study in Canada, number of Indian nationals that are living in Canada, earning a life for themselves there, are they actually safe? Because if the people working at the consulate, people working at the CGI, the consulate consulate in India in Canada, are they if they are not safe, what about the Indian nationals? So it is
Absolutely.
complete, not only this, it is a complete violation also of the diplomatic conventions that are there when a country is not able to provide any kind of security for the consulate officials. And also a very important thing to probe that how such kind of violence can occur at consular camps, which is a
Yeah.
general norm
Another
and which
low
happens.
in Indo-Canada ties, certainly. Thank you very much, Meghna Dev, for those updates.